It's a beautiful day. It's like 16 degrees or something like that. I don't know. The sun's shining. I don't have to do up my coat. It is beautiful. Hi, my name is Jeanette and I welcome you to the channel Jane Reads. So I'm kicking off another week of my reading, rambling, and real life series. It is Monday after work. I am just heading to my car. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say at the moment. Once I get in, I will update you on what I am reading. Okay, I am in the car now. I just needed hands to open the door. So my audiobook is Blue Skies Tomorrow by Sarah Sundin. This is book 3 of the Wings of Glory series. This is a reread for me, but honestly, I think I'm enjoying it more the second time around than I did the first time around. And I have an idea of what happens, but I don't fully remember. I think it was back in 22 I first read this book. So yeah, I'm about 70-ish%. I can't remember exactly where I am. And a decision has been made by one of the characters, and I'm like, how is that going to affect the other character? So I want to keep listening. Then my physical read is on my Kindle. It's A Change of Heart, or Change of Heart? Is there an A in it? I don't know now. By Courtney Walsh. You'll know on the cover. I think it's just Change of Heart. Maybe it's A Change of Heart. I don't know at this moment in time. It is book 2 of the Paper Hearts series by Courtney Walsh. And I am about 35-40% into this one. I'm not 100% sure on that. And we're following Evelyn, who we met in book 1. And her husband has a political career, and there is some stuff going down for sure. And Evelyn is just kind of caught up in it. And how's she going to deal with it? And I'm really rooting for her. Then there is a guy involved that seems to be kind of stuck in the middle between the two. Like, he's friends with the husband, but he's also friends with the wife. And how does he help? And I'm really invested right now to see. Again, this is a reread for me, but it's been years. Like, I want to say probably 2015 I read this, and I really do not remember. And we are seeing more of the Valentine volunteers in this one. And it's already talking about how, like, 2 weeks passed, a week later, 2 weeks later. So, like, it's really jumping in time. So you know that, like, kind of at this point it's been a couple months since the book opened, at least a couple months. So we'll see. I'm invested, and I really want to finish it tomorrow because it's on my March TBR, and today's the 30th. Can I finish it before the end of the month? That would be really good, because I was really scared about my March TBR because it was huge. My doubles weren't nice to me in my game. And so if I could finish the one book, that would be awesome. The Blue Skies Tomorrow book is not part of my TBR. It's just an audiobook I picked up because I needed an audiobook. And so, yeah, we'll see. So now I'm going to head home, and then Andrew and I have a meeting to go to. And then we're just having leftovers for supper, so nice and easy supper. And I need to edit a video tonight. Right now, those are my plans. And reading, obviously. So I will let you know I'll update you once I have an update. Well, it is Monday evening, and I am just getting ready to head to bed now. And I have made it to 60% in Change of Heart by Courtney Walsh. I have 40% to read tomorrow. Can I do it? I don't know. But I just saw this picture sitting here, and I'm like, look, it's baby Andrew and Jeanette. This is from the first Christmas we were together when we were dating. Wow. So much younger then. It is now Tuesday, early evening after supper. I'm just getting ready to start sprints in a little bit. And I thought I would check in and let you know where I'm at for my reading. So I am trying to finish Change of Heart by Courtney Walsh today because it is the only book that is remaining on my March TBR. And I really would like to finish my March TBR before the end of March. That would be great, right? So I did read a little bit more last night and then a bit this afternoon when I got home from work. I am now at chapter 36, which is 72% of the way through. There are 47 chapters, so I have 11 chapters left to read and just over a quarter of the book. We'll see. Can I do it? According to my page count on my Kindle, I'm on page 293 of 406. So I have 103 pages to read. I should be able to do that. We'll see. I'm liking parts of it, but I'm also annoyed by some characters in the story. And even I'm annoyed by some of the good characters as well. Like, there's one character, obviously, that's like just being annoying since the beginning because of decisions they made and what they put other people through. But then like some of the side characters and stuff, I'm kind of like, I'm also a little bit annoyed with them. So we'll see how it goes. Then I've continued listening to Blue Skies Tomorrow by Sarah Sundin. I am now at chapter 40, page 347. So I've just over 50-ish pages, 60. How many pages was this again? Oh, 420. 20, 50, 70 pages to go in this one. And just like the other one, there's a certain character that I'm really annoyed with. And I'm hoping kind of Helen wins in the end and people get to see the character of the bad nature of the character that everybody kind of seems to not believe is bad. So we'll see what happens. But this is my audiobook. I am not going to finish this today. I will finish it tomorrow. So that is my reading update right now. Well, it is Wednesday evening now. We have had supper. When I came home from work today, Andrew was napping on the couch and I'm like, that looks really good. I'm going to lie down and nap. So I took a nap too. But we've now had supper. And so I thought I would check in because last night during sprints, I did finish Change of Heart by Courtney Walsh. This was a reread for me, but I initially read it in 2017. So I remembered parts of it, but not all of it. And I hadn't looked at my review while I was reading it because I had reviewed this book. And so once I finished it, I went to go mark it as finished. And then I decided, what did I say about this book before? And I was like, I have very similar thoughts this time. So I'm just going to read you my review from 2017. Oh, that's hilarious. It was March the 23rd of 2017. And I finished it this time, March 31st of 2026. So, okay. So I'm sitting in front of the computer. That's why you're getting a little bit more reflection on my glasses than normal. So I can read the review to you. It says, how could Chris do to Evelyn what he did? It bothered me that people knew what Chris was like. Why didn't anyone tell Evelyn what was going on? I really felt for her, but she did find her inner strength as the story progressed. I was so happy when she finally stood up to Chris. I did like Trevor. Yes, he made some mistakes, but his heart was there, and he tried his best to put his own feelings aside to be a true friend. His compassion shone through his grumpy state that he gave off. The peacefulness and the simplicity of the farm did shine through. The Valentine volunteers, especially Ursula, were entertaining and showed Evelyn what real friendship was. It was quite the journey that Trevor and Evelyn ended up on with many ups and downs, but it did feel realistic and had me hoping that things would work out for good. I was disappointed that there is no answer given of what happened to Chris. I really did not like him. And I probably shouldn't have put the next part because the next part could have been a bit of a spoiler. I just didn't like him and I wanted to know what happened. So yeah. And we can end up spending so much time trying to fit in and worrying about how others see us that we can lose ourselves. To find true peace, we need to be true to ourselves and be content with who we are. Knowing you are right with God is the true goal. So that, like, totally. There is faith mentioned in this book, talked about a bit. It's not a large part of the book, but it is talked about, and especially finding comfort in yourself, finding contentment in yourself, and not worrying about how other people see you, which is much easier to say than do. Trust me. I know. I understand. So I ended up giving this book 3 stars because while I liked some of it just frustrated me at times. But okay, so that was Change of Heart by Courtney Walsh. Then I did read a chapter, maybe 2 chapters. I read the prequel, or like the prologue and first chapter in Appalachian Song by Shocklee, and I am so excited to continue this, but I was so tired last night when I got off sprints, so I just went straight to bed. And so today I have continued listening to Blue Skies Tomorrow, and I got to a point where something pivotal is happening in Ray's life, and I'm like, what's going to happen? And then I had to stop listening because, I had to work. And I'm like, what? So I have, my audiobook says I have an hour left. I'm on page 379 of 419. So I have like 40 pages left. So I am going to sit down and read this to finish it. I'm not saving it any longer. And then I will switch over to Appalachian Song because I have this one on audio and on Kindle Unlimited. So I have it on my Kindle and physically. So I can like focus on just one book in any format that I want to read it. That makes me very happy. So yeah, I'm going to finish this one first. So that is the evening plan. I may film my March wrap up, but I don't know if I feel like it tonight. We'll see what happens. I'd like it to come out Saturday, so I need to get it filmed so I can edit it, but we'll see how much energy I get, whether I do it or not. And that's really it for right now. I don't know. I want to sit down and watch some YouTube. It's really what I want to do at the moment. So I'm going to catch up on some videos that have come out today because there's been so many TBR videos come out today that I really want to watch. So that's what I'm going to watch for a little bit. Then I'm going to read, and then we'll see where the evening takes us the rest of the night. It is Thursday after work now, and it's the weekend because I have Friday and Monday off for Easter. So nice 4-day weekend. My husband had a 5-day weekend because he had today off, but he is at a dentist appointment now. So I am going to try to film before he gets home. We'll see how this goes. So yeah. That's really my check-in right now. I have listened to a bit of Appalachian Song this morning as I was getting ready for work. I've made a bit more progress, but I just realized the book is still up by my bed from when I read it last night. So I will have to grab that to see and check on my phone how far I am in the audiobook. But yeah, I'm now doing one book at a time right now, and I'm really excited about that. Okay, so I gotta go film, and then I will be back to let you know kind of what's the plans. Basically, Andrew's supposed to be picking up supper on his way home. Then we're cooking all weekend. So I'm like, okay, this is our one night. He's gonna pick up supper, and then I have a meal plan for the weekend. Other than that, we don't really have plans. Other than we have a church service like Friday morning, Good Friday, there's a church service. And then Sunday morning, there's a church service we're going to go to. And Andrew wants to do some stuff outside in the yard. And I want to do some stuff in the house. But we'll see my stuff in the house is like my stuff. I don't need him for that. So I could do that while he's in the yard. But it's also supposed to rain most of the weekend. And if it's raining, he won't be outside in the yard. So we'll see what happens. But tonight, I am doing sprints with Em for the kickoff for the Read Happy Readathon. And I'm so happy that I'm reading a book that's very anticipated. Like, it works perfectly. So yeah, that's my check-in for right now. Editing Jeanette coming in to share my final thoughts on Blue Skies Tomorrow by Sarah Sundin. While I was editing this video, I realized I never shared when I finished this book. I talk about being very close and sitting down to finish it, and then I move into a new book and I never shared my thoughts on it. So this is book 3 of the Wings of Glory series. This was a reread for me. I initially read it physically back in 2022. This time I listened to it on audio, and I gave it 4 stars the first time I read it. This time it was a 5-star read for me. I just felt more connected with Ray and Helen this time around than I did the first time. Ray is a pastor who has turned pilot and who has spent the last number of years training pilots on the home front for the war until a change in regulation requires that trainers have combat experience. Because he has none, he ends up going overseas and flying bomber planes to get that combat experience. We follow him through this journey, his struggles of being a pastor and caring for people and dropping bombs on people, and the struggle through that. He also deals with issues with his plane and being on the wrong side of the war front, and there was a number of struggles that Ray went through. Then at home in Antioch, California, we've got Helen, who is a young war widow with a young son. She has feelings with her husband that has passed away, and she is unsure how she should be feeling. She's also keeping a very dark secret. There is some really tough topics addressed in this book, and some scenes that were extremely hard to read that deal with physical abuse. And the way that Ray handles learning about Helen's secret was just absolutely beautiful. I just absolutely loved it, and I wish Helen would share with more people. And Ray really encouraged her to. Eventually, it does come out what Helen has been dealing with, and that was just beautiful the way it wrapped up. I just really enjoyed the faith elements of the story, the characters of the story, and rooting for them. There were some stuff that happened that was like, oh, what's going to happen there? Like, it made me wonder. And because I didn't fully remember the story, it was like, okay, well, I know these people get together in the end, but this is like a stumbling block. Like, how do we get there? So yeah, I highly recommend this book. I really enjoyed it. Well, it is now Friday morning, and I stayed up later than usual because of sprinting with Em, and then Lucy was able to join us after work. It was really fun, the kickoff to the Read Happy sprints, and I made quite a bit of progress in my book. I just realized I can't show you that end of the book, so let me move my bookmark to this end because the library stands on the top. So I've made pretty good progress, just over 50%. I'm at chapter 17, page 177. And so yeah, I am enjoying it. There's just been something happen that I have a feeling is not going to be good going forward when we find out the rest of the story. So we'll see. I do have a quote to share though that I marked, and it was, "God's ways aren't our ways. Sometimes it's impossible for us to understand why things like this happen." Right? Yeah. We are following 2 midwives in this story from 1943 and 1973. So we've got an older one and a younger one. And we're really following the older one. We've seen more of the birthing process and her doing her job and kind of some of the challenges with that. And not being a mother and not going through that, it was kind of like, oh yeah, it was kind of weird to read about a little bit, but that's my personal. So yeah, today is now Friday. We have gone to the Good Friday service at church this morning. And now Andrew is out barbecuing sausage for lunch, and I'm frying some onions on the stove because it was supposed to be really nice, but it's turned windy and maybe possible rain. So I'm like, we're not going to try that because Andrew said the barbecue has already gone out once already because of the wind. So we'll see what happens. So that is the plan right now. I don't know what else is on the agenda.
When I was outside, I was thinking of that song, Little Light of Mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, it didn't last for real long. I'm gonna poof it out, and the wind sure did. But it's okay, honey. The meat on the barbecue is still burning.
Okay, good. Well, we don't want the meat to burn.
No. We don't want it rare either.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure it's dead meat too. Yeah.
I sure hope it's already dead.
As far as I know, yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm just me. I'm being silly again.
Okay, we can end it.
Can I say hi to one of your friends? Hi, Lucy.
I told him, what night was it? Was it yesterday or was it the day before? Because he was watching the weekly vlog and he was looking for himself. And I said, well, there's one person that watches that always mentions, I'm looking for Andrew.
Here I am. Someday I'm going to find you too. So shout out to Lucy. God bless you. Yeah. Okay, I'll go back to the barbecuing. So take care. Bye.
Well, it is Friday afternoon now. We've had lunch. I have edited a video. I'm waiting for it to export now so I can get it up for tomorrow. Hopefully, once I watch through, it's okay. I've written down questions for 2 videos I want to get filmed today. And Andrew is out washing the car. Yay! For nice sunny weather for once. And I'm having a coffee in my best friend's mug that Christine made and sent to me. So this is me in Ontario, and this is Christine in Alberta. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna film those videos. Okay, supper time. We are making taco spaghetti. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef, cooked, added the taco seasoning. And now I'm going to add a can of diced tomatoes. These ones have some seasoning in them. I'm going to add a can of tomato paste. And then I have 3 cups of water. Mix that around. I need to bring the water to a boil, but I don't have to wait to add the spaghetti. I'm just gonna mix it because it's easier to mix before the spaghetti gets added. Okay, then I have 8 ounces of spaghetti, and I'm gonna break pasta rules here. Yeah, I know. And then basically I just want it to be covered. And once the water has come to a boil, I will let it cover it, simmer for 16 minutes, I think it is. And then we can add the cheese. Okay, so I'm just going to mix it to make sure it's not sticking. Then two half cups. I was going to say 2 cups, but 2 half cups. So a cup.
That's good, eh? The more cheese, the better, eh, isn't it?
Really?
No.
Can I put more?
No, that's fine. But you gotta save some cheese for another day, right?
Nah.
Yeah.
Let it sit for a couple minutes and let it melt.
Dinner is served. Yum.
Well, it is Friday evening now, and I thought I would check in one more time before I get ready to get comfy in bed and finish reading my book. Probably not finish my book, but read before I go to sleep. So I have made it to chapter 21, page 224, and I started today on chapter 17, I'm pretty sure. So I've only read... Why can't I find the beginning? Okay, 177. So I've only read 50 pages. That's actually, I thought it would have been more than that. I mean, I've only been reading for maybe about an hour and a half, if that. Probably not, because I'm also watching hockey. But today I did edit my summary video and got it exported, and I watched through, got the description, created the thumbnail, everything, and got it scheduled to go up tomorrow morning. Then I filmed another video and edited it. Wow, that's a hard word to say. I got it edited and then I've exported it. I just need to watch through it and get that video ready to be scheduled, but I'm not sure yet when that's gonna go up, because I do have an idea for another video I want to do, and I was going to film it, but I just didn't really feel like it. And, you know, I just didn't feel like it, basically. Don't really have a reason for that. And so I don't know which one is going to go up first. Then I just did some random sorting through a little bit of stuff on my bookshelf, and I had to move a shelf to be able to fit one of my March books that I read onto my bookshelf, because the new Love Inspired is a different height. So it didn't fit where my old Love Inspired books were. I was like, oh, that's frustrating. So I moved one of my TBR shelves up a bit. So I've now got but those TBR books lie down, so I don't really need them to stand up like this, right? Because they lay on the shelf like this because they're unread. And it just means I have less space for 3 books, right? Like my piles can't go as high. But I mean, that's okay. I can deal with that. 3 books I cannot buy because I don't have room on my shelf. And I mean, it doesn't mean I can't buy books, because I do have room for, you know, those stacks aren't completely to the top of the shelf. So it just, yeah. Yeah. Then I was looking for ideas on displaying pictures. And so I was looking at Pinterest, different ideas. So I've got some ideas in my head, but I need to go buy what I'm thinking. And do I want to go out to the stores tomorrow, or do I want to wait? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I can figure that out in the morning, whether we're going to go out tomorrow or not. Yeah, so I don't even know how long this book is. So I'm on page 224, and the end is actually 320. So I've just under 100 pages left. I am enjoying it. I was a little bit concerned that something bad has happened. And something happened that I was like, But I'm really liking Reese, who is the midwife in the present day, in the 1973 timeline, so the newer timeline of the two. And I'm really liking her and kind of, because she's an outsider into the situation a bit, she's able to see things or accept things from a different, because it doesn't affect her personally. So I'm liking the way she's reacting and kind of trying to support without pushing. I really am enjoying it. I am not in love with it at this point in time, but I am enjoying it for sure. We'll see. I think because I'm not a mom personally, maybe that's why I'm not connecting with it the same way others have connected with it. I don't know. We'll see though. I mean, I still have 100 pages left, so the story could take a turn and all of a sudden I'll be like, I don't want to put this down. Why did it end? I absolutely fell in love. Like, we'll see what happens. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading for a bit and I will let you know when I finish it. Well, it is Saturday morning and it is pouring rain this morning. Right now it's kind of cleared up a bit, but we have braved the rain and gone out and went to the library and picked up a book. So now I can start my group read.
You got another book. That's awesome, honey. Right on.
I didn't pay for this one though.
I like that.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a couple other stops and we'll see what happens. So we've stopped at the grocery store to get bread, and I don't think I've ever seen the parking lot so full. Like, we drove around to try to find a parking spot, and Andrew has now run in to get the loaf of bread we needed. Yeah, I guess that's what happens when the stores were closed yesterday and they're closed again tomorrow. So everybody is out today just in case, they run out of groceries. So while we were out, I picked up these push pin clips thing, clothespin type clips. I'm like, what are they called? But they go onto a cork board. And can I reach? We picked up a whiteboard and I thought that was kind of cute. And I don't know if I'm not gonna be able to get it. We picked up this corkboard. I'll show you outside once we're home. Okay, so here is the corkboard I got, and here is what I currently have. The light's reflecting in that one picture frame. So I was thinking of putting it up there to add more vertical space. Okay, so I moved some stuff around and I've got it up, and I love the clothespin pins, push pins that go in, because then I don't have to put holes in things. And I've put the different things for arcs that I've got before, like The Lawyer and the Laundress by Christine Hill's Sons, and Embers in the London Sky, and what is that one? A Dazzle of Diamonds, and then a couple bookstores I've been to that I really enjoyed. Then that's my BFF, Christine, and some stickers that Amanda gave me, and the card is from Amanda, and then a couple things that I use for bookmarks. Tonight's supper is going to be mashed potatoes, mixed veg, and toad in the hole, which is Yorkshire pudding and sausage. Okay, so I have finished this book, but I'm not going to tell you my final thoughts right now because I have not done my hair after wearing my hat outside, so you're not getting my face today. I will do that tomorrow, and I also have a scratch card for this book, so I will do that tomorrow as well and see if it is number 9 that I need. I don't know. But for tonight, I have decided to start Murder on the Moor by Julianna. This is book 5 in the Drew Farthering mystery series. I think it's book 5. Does it tell me anywhere? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5. It's right there. Tells me there. So I'm reading it for the prompt I got of set outside North America because it is set in England. It is 1930s England. The rolling, frigid mist that creep in over the Yorkshire moors hide a mystery as challenging as Drew ever faced. So we'll see. We're following Drew, Madeline, and Nick. I think is the third. I think that's his name. Now I'm doubting myself. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to start. Andrew bought me a donut. It's a maple butter glazed donut, I think. Maple glazed butter donut, something like that. I'm waiting for lunch.
Well, wait no longer. Here it is. Would you like some strawberries and whipped cream with that?
I would love strawberries and whipped cream.
Okay, what do you want first?
Whipped cream, I'm gonna do it. Well, it is Sunday afternoon now, and as promised, I will share my final thoughts on Appalachian Song by Michelle Shocklee. So it is a dual timeline historical novel. 1943 has us following a young woman who's 14 years old and is pregnant. She connects with a midwife, and we follow kind of that journey through realizing she's pregnant and the journey of giving birth. Then in the 1973 timeline, we have 2 people who are searching for the birth parents and find out their history of one of the 2. And we're following that journey. Now, there is a midwife in the 1973 timeline and a midwife in the 1943 timeline. So there is mentions of dealing with pregnant women, the birth of kids. There are some possibly traumatic scenes that happen. There is a stillbirth that happens. There is the danger of a child not surviving. There is a danger of a woman, like a mother, not surviving a birth. So there are some things that could be really traumatic to some readers. It wasn't for me. So the message that throughout is like God being there for you through everything, through the difficult times, through the good times, and just lean on Him. The other message is adoption, is that it's not always because the mother or parents did not want you. Sometimes it's they made that choice because that was best for you, and that really hurt them and was difficult for them. And kind of how do you comprehend that? And why do some parents tell their adopted kids that they're adopted fairly early on? And why do some not tell them and wait years? And then when they do find out a number of years later that kind of what they thought is not the truth, and they really struggle with that. So we see a ton of emotions throughout this. What I really enjoyed, especially for the 1943 timeline, we're set in the mountains of the Smoky Mountains, like in the kind of the back country, but there's mentions of Pigeon Forge and Gladdenburg and Sevierville and stuff. And I'm like, I recognize those names and some of the places because I visited Pigeon Forge and Sevierville and stuff. And I was like, well, that is kind of cool that I like kind of can picture some of what they're talking about. So I did enjoy that. There is a quote I want to share, and it says, God's ways aren't our ways. Sometimes it's impossible for us to understand why things like this happen. Other times He makes it clear, like when there's something not quite right with the baby. But as hard as it is to accept, we have to trust that God knows best. God knows best for us. So for me personally, this is a 4-star read for me because I wasn't fully connected with the characters as I have been in other Michelle Shocklee books. Oh, and another thing I want to mention that was really kind of fun is there was at one point one of the characters shows up at the Maxwell House Hotel in Nashville and runs into a character from the Count the Nights by Stars book, which is set at the Maxwell House Hotel in Nashville. And I thought, hey, I know that character. I just thought that was really cool because it's not the same timeline at all. So this is a number of years prior to that book that happened. I think so. Yes, I think so. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool to see like a little hidden gem there, hidden nugget. So yeah, it is a 4-star read for me. I really enjoyed it. I think more others might have a better connection with it, with being especially mothers, but it could also be very traumatic for some others to read. So take it at your own. I did really enjoy it though. I've just enjoyed other ones more. And then I started Murder on the Moor by Julianna last night. This is book 5 of the Drew Farthing mystery series. And Drew and Madeline have been asked to come to the Yorkshire Dales and to look into a death that happened that the police can't figure out what happened, and some strange events that are happening. And I'm kind of intrigued to see what's going on, but honestly, I'm also missing Nick because he's been very prevalent in the other books and hasn't been in this one. I am 80 pages in so far, just starting chapter 6, and there has been a mention that he should be around in the next couple days. Like he should come in the next couple days, so then we'll see the 3 of them together again, hopefully. I hope so, because I like the interaction, the character relationships of the 3 of them, kind of the banter between the guys especially. So we'll see what happens. I don't really know like what even to suspect at this point in time because I'm so early in the book. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to continue reading. Now that I finished this one, I just realized I left the card downstairs. Now that I finished this one, though, I need to scratch the card for the Appalachian song for the 26 and 26 card to find out where it goes on my bingo board. I'm really hoping it fills number 9, but that might be like a really, really hopeful, right? Because there's a lot of other spaces that number could be. So let's go to the overhead and see where it goes on the board. See this. So this is why I'm hoping it's number 9 because it will complete the line. But we'll see. Let's scratch. It is not. Number 16. Can you see that? Number 16 is over here. Well, it was not number 9. It was 16. So I guess I gotta keep reading and hope number 9 comes up soon. Do I have any more 26 and 26 books on my April? What month are we in? My April TBR? In Love's Time? Yes, In Love's Time by Kate Breslin is a 26 and 26 book on my April TBR, and it's actually the next audiobook I'm gonna start. So that is the only one though. So, oh well. Well, it is Sunday evening now and I'm getting ready to close out the vlog. It's been a pretty relaxing Sunday. We did sort through some stuff. I've edited this video up to this clip basically. And so that's why I want to come in and do the closing clip so that I can finish the editing and get it exported and start, hopefully getting it posted tomorrow. Not that it'll be up tomorrow, but have all that background stuff done. But this evening I have been reading a little bit during Krista's sprints, and I started on chapter 6 and I've made it to chapter 8, which is page 116. So I read 2 chapters, but that was 36 pages. As I said, these chapters are a little bit longer than I'm used to. And Nick has made an appearance. Yay! I'm finding it slow, and maybe that's why it's taking me a while to read. it is moving slow right now. So that's I'm gonna carry this one on into next week because I haven't even made it to the halfway point yet. But this week I finished Change of Heart by Courtney Walsh, which I gave 3 stars. I finished Blue Skies Tomorrow by Sarah Sundin, which I gave 5 stars. And I finished Appalachian Song by Michelle Shocklee, which I gave 4 stars. So, I mean, it was a pretty good reading week, and I hosted sprints twice. Well, I hosted Tuesday night, and I participated in M's sprints on screen with her on Thursday night, and we have officially kicked off the Read Happy Readathon. So this is the book that counts for that readathon. I'm not counting Blue Skies Tomorrow because I read majority of it in March and just finished it on April 1st. So I'm only going to count this one for the readathon, and I've put it in for the beautiful setting because it's set in the Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, which I just think is beautiful personally. So yeah, so overall it was a pretty good week. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.